What's up, everybody? Welcome to the third episode of Week in Review. My name is Sean, and on this week's show we have 3 games: Madden NFL 18's Longshot mode, Sniper Elite 4 in Asemblance, and 1 movie in 12 Strong. We'll also talk about 2 brand new flavors of Gatorade, and we'll look forward to the week's new releases. This week's movie is 12 Strong, a war movie about the first soldiers to fight back after 9/11, the horse soldiers. This is an extremely okay movie with a lot of action, but not a ton of character development. It does tell a very important story, and it's great that this story is getting out to a wider audience so more people can know about the incredible odds that these soldiers faced. Unfortunately, as I said, there's not enough to keep me interested in the movie itself. Based on a true story, movies need more than just, this is the good guy fighting the bad guy. I need to care about these characters. And unfortunately, with this movie, it doesn't really do enough of that. And it makes the action kind of boring. There are glimpses, though, of character interactions and conversations and bonding that do take place that are really great, and they're definitely the highlight of the movie. Unfortunately, they're too short and few and far between. Movies like Hidden Figures and Remember the Titans were 2 movies that sprung to mind, are based on true story movies that stuck with me and worked well for me because I cared about these characters on a personal level. I want to see them succeed because I like them as people, not just good guy X versus bad guy Y. Good guy needs to win. As for the action, it wasn't anything terribly spectacular. A level of intensity is taken off because I didn't really care that much about the characters. Obviously, I wanted them to win, but I wasn't particularly rooting for anyone specifically. This movie does have an interesting cast. Chris Hemsworth is very good in the lead. Michael Pena is really, really great. And Rob Riggle is kind of a weird casting that I wouldn't have anticipated. But I do know that he has military experience as a Marine, so that's really cool to me. As I said earlier, this movie is really okay. I didn't think it was anything special. If you're interested in it, feel free to check it out. If you're not, don't worry, you're not really missing anything terribly special. Maybe just look it up on Wikipedia. Speaking of stories that work because there are characters you care about in them, we have Madden 18's Longshot mode, a fantastic new addition to the Madden franchise. This mode works better than I would have ever guessed it would have, and it's led by a terrific cast, giving characters a lot of emotion and making them sympathetic, except for the TV executive who's so over the top you would think he was pulled directly from a Grand Theft Auto game. I love Devin's story and his relationship with his best friend Colt. I wanted to see them succeed. I wanted to see them realize their NFL dreams. This story starts so charmingly. It's them playing in the front yard, playing football in the front yard with Devin's dad, telling him it's 4th down and forever. It's the most important, it's the most important down of your life. You're going to win the Super Bowl, this, that, and the other thing. That's how I played football when I was in the front yard. I wanted to be Brett Favre. I wanted to throw the game-winning touchdown pass that won the Green Bay Packers the Super Bowl. That puts it off on a good foot. Like, I can identify with that. I can work with that. I can understand that mentality of having these dreams as a kid. And it just gets more and more interesting from there. Through the use of flashbacks, we find out more about Devin's backstory and a little bit more about Colt's backstory, but not as much because he's not the main character. And what led him to the position he is in now. He's been out of football for 3 years. He's trying to restart his career. He's going to the combine to, realize his NFL dreams. It all worked for me. I nearly cried at a football video game. That's absurd. And it wasn't just because I got to see Aaron Rodgers' glorious butt in high definition. That'll bring a tear to your eye. One of the great benefits of this mode is the fact that the Madden mechanics are super simplified. So if you don't care about playing Madden football, you just want to play a story mode that lasts about 5 hours, you can do that. There are 2 games towards the end that slow the pacing down a little bit once they show up with a certain NFL legend. I won't spoil it, though the credits give it away in the first 5 minutes. And unfortunately, those games are a little bit long and they're a little bit more complex. But for the most part, it's like click left trigger and hit X within the time. Very telltale. Through the game, you'll also make dialogue decisions that will affect your draft status, giving you pros and cons. Do you show abilities to being a leader? That sort of thing. This is a mode I would love to see expanded upon in the future, and I hope that Madden 19 has like Longshot 2, where you get to maybe even get to make a character and follow them through the process. Again, Longshot ends up being a bigger part. It's actually a TV show in the game, and so I think they've left themselves an open door to continue this on a yearly basis. Whether EA lets them do that or not, we'll see. The downside of this game is the fact that it is bundled in the entire Madden game, which retails for $60. I think that it would be smart for them to release this as like just a $20 download. Fortunately, Madden is on sale pretty frequently, so if a story mode in a sports game sounds pretty kind of interesting to you, keep an eye out. It's been on sale for a couple of weeks because of the Super Bowl. Go Eagles. And I think that's a good way to get people in the door who don't normally play Madden. So check this mode out. I picked up 9 achievements for about 110 gamer score. There are a few left on the table, so if you're curious about that at all. But great mode. Game number 2 this week is Sniper Elite 4, and this will be a little bit more of an early impression sort of thing. I've spent about 4 hours or so with the game. I've completed the first level, all main objectives and secondary objectives, and restarted the second level because I'm really terrible at this game. However, I'm really enjoying it. It's Sniper Elite. It has the over-the-top ridiculous kill cam. Be sure to aim for the crotch. And it's a lot of fun. I do enjoy this particular game specifically for the fact that it has a slower pace than what I normally play. Typically I'm playing like a Halo or a Call of Duty or a Battlefield, which is, much more of a run and gun sort of thing. This game forces you to think before you pull the trigger. You need to pick your shots very carefully. You are not a one-man army. You are going to be outnumbered, and you're going to go down quick if you get caught out of position, which is what happened to me in the second level repeatedly, over and over again. I cannot get past it. Even though I can't get past it, I am looking forward to trying to get through more of this game. I also need to realize that you can manual save, and I should be doing that a whole lot more frequently so I don't have to start the level all over again. I just have to go back 10 to 15 minutes instead of like 45, which is always good. The achievements on the achievement side of this game, they are a little bit longer. I only picked up 5 achievements for 45 gamer score, which is pretty small, but again, early impressions, about 3 hours in. Really enjoying it, hoping to get back to it soon. Our final game this week is Asemblance, a walking simulator about memories, I think. This game does not do a great job of explaining what in the world is going on. It just jumps you in and says, hey, figure it out. To be fair, it's entirely possible I missed something. I'm, not super great at putting the puzzle pieces together sometimes. This game is okay. I think I know what's going on, but I don't really know. It's $8 and a relatively easy 1000 gamer score or PSN completion, depending on what you're playing on. I picked up about 900 of the gamer score because the last achievement is a little bit of a pain in the butt. It's a little bit specifically, very specifically time-based is what I'm trying to say. If you want an hour and a half to 2 hour experience, if you follow a guide, you can complete this game in 25 minutes. That is not a joke. You can complete this game in 25 minutes for a full 1000 gamer score for only $8. I know that sounds like an ad. It's not. I don't even really like this game that much. But it's fine. If you want to try something different, if you want to experience kind of out there story, a little bit of sci-fi sort of thing, maybe give it a shot. If you like easy gamer score, that's a route you can take as well, but I was not a super huge fan of it. On this week's limited edition, we have 2 brand new flavors of Gatorade. We have pineapple mango, and I can't remember what it's called, Tidal Punch. I keep wanting to call it Tropical Punch, but it's called Tidal Punch. These are great. These are seriously great. This one is one of the best. This is the pineapple mango. This is one of my favorite flavors of Gatorade that are out right now. That's up there with like Rain Lime, Rain Berry, the 2 best flavors. This one's right up there with them. All of the smooth finish flavors, which is what these are part of, have been fantastic, except for Blackberry Wave, but I don't really like blackberry, so I never drank it. And that includes the kiwi strawberry and the 7-Eleven strawberry, 7-Eleven strawberry exclusive, and the orange citrus crush, whatever the heck flavor that was. Those are all very good, and these are both fantastic additions to it. So go try these. I find them at random gas stations because that's what I do with my life. But hopefully they'll be in 32-ounce bottles instead of these measly little 28-ounce bottles. They're like 50 cents more and they're 4 ounces less. So come to me for financial advice, apparently. If you want less for more money, I'm your guy. But seriously, try these. They're great. Get a better label shot of that one. Hang on. There we go. Boom. They're fantastic. Especially this one. Looking forward to what's new this week. On the game side, I know Shadow of the Colossus is coming out. I don't particularly care about that game. The only game that really stuck out to me as I was looking through the drop in Xbox Wire was Pinstripe, which looked kind of interesting, a little 2D platformer sort of thing. So I'll keep an eye on it and see if maybe I pick it up on see if I can maybe pick it up on a sale. As far as Blu-rays are concerned, we have Suburbicon this week, a movie I skipped because it did not do super well critically, which is probably not the best reason in the world to skip it, especially if I was interested in it, but it may be worth a Redbox rental. And in theaters, we have the 1517 to Paris, which is a Clint Eastwood movie that stars the real heroes of the 1517 to Paris. I don't know much about that, so we'll see if I go check that out in theaters. I'm still behind on a couple things. I want to go see I, Tonya and The Shape of Water. So might be a couple weeks, but maybe we'll get back to that particular movie. Thank you so much for joining me here on the third episode of Week in Review. Thank you so much for your support. We're at almost 100 total views across all the episodes, which is totally awesome. So thank you so much. We'll be back next Tuesday with more games and movie coverage. If I missed anything, or if you're pumped for something that I'm not talking about, let me know down in the comments below. While you're there, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you next week.